U.S. Attorney's Office is not done cracking down on insider trading. This week, wiretaps used to convict Raj Rajaratnam will be played at the trial of his former deputies, V. Goffer. Goffer, his brother, and another man are all on trial. Those are some of the criminal cases that are underway. But what's happening at the agency that's charged with being the watchdog of the financial world? For more, we're joined by George Canellos. He's head of the SEC's Manhattan office, which is the largest part of the agency outside of its Washington headquarters, New York office, I should say. Welcome to the show, George.
It's good to be here. Thanks.
You know, we talk and have covered the Galleon trial, Raj Rajaratnam's fate, very carefully here. The use of wiretaps in his criminal case, you as an agency can't wiretap, but you benefit from the information on those tapes. How is that changing the atmosphere and how you conduct your business?
Well, you know, there is no better evidence than tape-recorded evidence, which can come in different forms, sometimes consensually monitored tape-recorded calls, done by cooperating witnesses, sometimes by wiretaps. No question that law enforcement, including the SEC, benefits greatly from wiretapping. In the Rajaratnam trial and case, we have an extraordinary success in the use of wiretapping by criminal authorities, and also extraordinary collaboration, I think, between the SEC and the criminal authorities.
You know, this is so often billed as the very first time that, you know, methods used to crack down on criminal organizations were used in white-collar crime. You say that's not true. Wiretaps have been used before.
Well, I think if you've been around a while, everyone will cite examples from the 80s and the 90s in which wiretaps have been used in white-collar cases. Wiretaps have been used in all species of cases. I'd say this is the most prominent example, clearly, of the use of wiretaps. I think it's important to note, though, Margaret, you don't just decide to use a wiretap and it then comes into being. There are very rigorous legal standards that apply and that govern the government's use of wiretaps. And essentially, you can only use wiretaps when you have recurring pattern of illegal conduct. Very often in the insider trading context, historically, cases have involved opportunistic insider trading by an investment banker who happens to come into possession of inside information and uses it. Only when you have really an institutionalized, recurring pattern of illegal activity can you use it. That's what's so notable about the conduct in the Rajaratnam case. So
to say that this is the new way things are going to be done, wiretaps are going to become standardized, you're saying, wait a second, there's still a huge burden of proof before they're actually even deployed here.
I think that's right, and I'd also add that law enforcement's responsive to the type of conduct involved, and if you have more recurring patterns of institutionalized insider trading, absolutely the government is very much attuned to those types of cases now and will be fast to respond.
Preet Bharara famously said that insider trading is rampant on Wall Street. The SEC, you think that's true?
I think that insider trading is one of the violations that we are involved in enforcing that is hardest to detect. I believe that there's always been a great deal of insider trading that has gone undetected, unenforced over the years.
But there's more of it now because of the different asset classes, because of the different funds, the preponderance of hedge funds? I mean, why does it seem like there's this newly aggressive agency?
Well, I personally think there is reason to believe that the incidence of insider trading is higher. Why? The advent of hedge funds is a very important phenomenon. Nothing wrong with hedge funds, of course, but they are large pools of capital. They're very sophisticated. Their managers are very closely tied into both Wall Street, Main Street firms, brokerage firms. Flows of information flow freely. There's been changes in the markets, dramatic changes in the markets that have enhanced the liquidity of options, use of leverage, ways to take advantage of information for explosive profit. These are reasons to believe that insider trading may be more rampant. But I would note, in regard to Rajaratnam, it's not a case that sprang into existence last year or last month. A case like a Rajaratnam case is incredibly resource intensive and has required efforts, dogged efforts by dozens of people going back many years. So you really are seeing the fruits of efforts that really began in 2007.
Is he the big fish, or are there others on par with him?
Well, I wouldn't venture speculation as to who else may have engaged in insider trading.
Well, we'll be following what is happening at your agency, and I look forward to covering that. George, thanks so much for making time.